I want them to see me have healthy relationships, not just with a partner, but with my friends, with my family, with them. And are there going to be hard times? Am I going to be upset with them? Are they going to be upset with me? Yes. But I want them to see me flourish so that they can flourish and they can go out into this world and know their worth. So what kind of example are we showing our children, whether you have children like me and bring them into a relationship or you have children with this relationship? What are you showing them when you're unhappy and you're just staying out of fear? And by fear, I don't mean physical. I just mean fear of the unknown, fear of leaving this relationship and not knowing where you're going to go with this, fear of, wanting some kind of change. And matter of fact, now I talk about it, I have a friend who did cheat in the past because she thought that she needed something more. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about the relationships where there aren't any huge, and I don't mean this is not an issue, but I mean, there isn't any, nothing solid. It's just your feeling of thinking that what you're getting is not enough, right? Oh, I need more. I need this right now. And if I can't get it right now, I'm going to find it, and that's it. And I have a friend that did that. And I don't personally want to say, just in my opinion is there wasn't an upgrade relationship wise. I want to make sure I point that out. There are other things that have come into, that have come from this, but what I'm saying is upgrade wise, there wasn't an upgrade because you're not really getting what you thought. And that's that whole grass is greener, right? You're not really getting what you thought so badly that you needed, but you're not even getting it. So you cheated because you wanted something and you didn't even get it. But I guess that's what karma, right? Or that's what life, thinking that life is just going to constantly give you, and you don't have to give anything in return, right? You don't have to do the hard work. You don't have to put the work in and take the steps and have a conversation and really work things out, or decide together, hey, this is not working. It's been good. Let's move on. So I feel like that comes into play. I feel like life tries to tell you, oh, you thought this was gonna be the easy way. You thought you was gonna cheat yourself out of this situation, and you was just you just gonna find it. It was just gonna be there, but it's not there. And I think that comes with maturity, and it comes with knowing your worth and knowing sometimes that you do have to take a step back. Sometimes you really need to evaluate, am I going about this the right way? Do I really know what I want? And am I not getting it? Do I just think I'm not getting it because it's not exactly the way I want it to be? And instead of the way, and what's that? The want and the need, right? The difference between what you want and what you need. Is what you want what you need right now? No, it wasn't. For her, I could tell you it wasn't. But she was gung-ho on that. And then this has led to, the future of where she is at now. But back to what I was saying with my coworker, we discussed the fact that, her boyfriend cheated on her after all this time. And his response behind the cheating was, I wasn't getting what I wanted from this relationship. I was unhappy and I felt like, this wasn't going anywhere. And I just, this other woman gave me what I felt I was missing. Okay, so when was that going to be communicated? And even if you did, let's say you told your significant other, hey, I'm unhappy. I feel like we're moving slow, or I feel like we're staying still, right? And I'm now not making you happy either. I can tell that I'm unhappy, you're unhappy. Where are we going from here? Are we both going to try to work this out, whether it goes to therapy, whether it's date nights, because everybody's relationship is different. Sometimes kids are in place, sometimes crazy job schedules, sometimes you're taking care of family members. There's always a bunch of other things that go on. So it's not just a relationship. Other life events play a role in this. So what are we going to do? Now, if your significant other says, I don't give a crap if you unhappy, I'm unhappy too, I got this. Okay, so now instead of cheating, how about we take a break? We take a 5-minute break, and obviously not 5 minutes, but we take a time out because I don't want us to get to the point where we cheat. And so what do you guys think about that? I mean, does anybody have Does anybody have any comments behind them? Do you think it would be easier to communicate, or is it the fear that if I communicate, the relationship is going to end? Because that's also what when I have talked about cheating with other people, that is what they have said, that the fear that the relationship is going to end, and you really don't want it to. So instead of ending it, you cheat. But I'm trying to figure out, how does that help you? Because unless you got a Keisha, with you, how do you know that you're not going to get left anyway? So you rather cheat and hurt this person to the core and risk losing them anyway than have a discussion and possibly be able to keep them. I mean, and I don't think we, including me, because, because like I said, because I did cheat, I don't think we think about that when it comes to cheating. I don't think we realize that we are doing more damage. We're risking more when we do that compared to just talking to each other and really figuring out, why are we okay with cheating? Why are we here? And so, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Because I feel like I'm at that place now because of therapy. I feel like because I went to therapy and because I had to, smell my own shit and realize where I messed up. Now, with my first relationship where I was cheated on and physically, abused, there was no mistake on my part. I didn't do anything wrong. And that also took me a long time to say, because of course I said, well, maybe if I had done this, the only thing I can say to myself is maybe if I had left from the first time, I wouldn't have endured and been through what I had been through, all these years later. You know what I'm saying? But then my daughter plays a role in that. And I realized that I don't regret her. I don't, wish that she wasn't here. And obviously without that relationship, I wouldn't have this specific child I have. Now, if I could have a genie and just have my kid, if they could just magically do it that way, I'm just letting you know right now, I would take that wish. But I know that that's not going to happen. So I also have to realize that I can regret what I allowed myself to go through. You understand what I'm saying? I can regret that. And I can regret not standing up for myself and demanding some kind of respect and then acknowledging that I wasn't going to get it and being okay with that. And also, I can regret not loving myself enough to know that this was not healthy, this was not needed, this was nothing. And I'm, like I said, I'm not just talking about the physical. I'm talking about the cheating. I'm talking about the disrespect. I'm talking about the verbal, because someone does not have to physically put their hands on you, people, for you to decide that a relationship is not good. It can just be you're unhappy, you're not getting what you want, and they're not. Oh, and you know what? I don't want to blame someone else for your happiness or unhappiness. Sometimes the relationship is just not meant to be. And that's another thing I think people have a hard time accepting, that it's just not. It doesn't matter how many therapy sessions you go to. It doesn't matter how many times you sugarcoat it, how many times you fight, how many times you kiss and make up, how many dates date nights you go on. It doesn't matter. It's just not meant to be, people. And then when you get to that point, like I said, of the cheating and stuff, it's like, well, I'm not shocked if there's a cheating going on, because that shit should have ended a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So I think as it's natural for us to hold on so tight to something that we think we want so bad and we need so bad, that we're willing to then change our morals, our ethics, because I don't think the everyday person is a cheater, that they're perfectly okay with getting physical or emotional with another person, knowing that they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife, whatever, a partner. I honestly believe that most, and I mean, I don't know statistics, so I'm just going based off of me and saying that I don't think most people want to cheat. I just think the fear of the relationship ending, or the fear of, hearing the truth. And maybe if you said, and imagine if you said it to the other person and then they agreed with you, that would probably hurt, right? If you were to come and be like, Tom, we need to have a conversation. Don't ask me why I said the name Tom. I personally Oh, you probably wouldn't say personally, but you would say, I don't know, I've been unhappy for a few weeks now, and I just don't know, where this is going, or if this is something that we should continue to pursue. And Tom goes, you know what, Barbara? Why did I say Barbara? Anyway, you know what, Barbara? I've been feeling the same way. And I also don't know if it's even worth it. You're a great woman. I've enjoyed the year that we've been together, and it's nothing personal. The sex is good. I like your mom. You make a mean casserole, but it's just not it for me. I'm just not getting that extra spark. Oh my goodness, Tom, neither am I. So we agree we're going to break up? I agree, Tom. I agree. Nice meeting you. But come on now, that's not real life, right? Like that. Tom's over here like, it's been a year. I love you so much. You're the best thing that has ever happened to me. I don't know. I can't live without you. And then he's outside your job, or vice versa. Barbara, don't ask me why. I know like one Barbara in my entire life. But anyway, Barbara's out here cutting your clothes up, also stalking your job, showing up. You're at a date. She happened to know what movie theater you're at, and she's there telling her that you was with her last night, knowing damn well she was at home with her vibrator, wishing it was you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to get to these points? Or why are we getting to these points where we're like, oh, you stupid bitch, you're mad thirsty, I don't want you. Or you're like, oh, ninja, fuck you, your dick is dirty. And I'm saying, like, why are we getting to these points with this? Why can't we just be like, I'm unhappy, you're unhappy, let's move this? Or we don't both have to be unhappy, but if I'm unhappy and you're over here in some kind of alternate universe where our relationship is great, well, you stay in that alternate universe and I'm gonna be over here moving on with my life. And and like I said, I am guilty of that. I was that person. I was someone who stayed in a relationship, and not even just a abusive one. I have stayed. Let me count, because I haven't been in a lot of relationships, which is why I can say this. I'm going to go with the majority of it. I stayed even though I was unhappy. I was not getting what I needed. And I continued to stay, or I would come back. Let me tell you about this freaking one relationship that was literally really the relationship I initially thought was going to be the person I would marry and, have more babies with. And that would be it. It's going to be butterflies and flowers. And that was it. I was in. I was good. This was the relationship. Let me give you a list of the stupid things I did. And this is just in the first 6 months. Okay, guys? So, first, this was a childhood friend, okay? So this was someone I knew by childhood, not young. I met this person when I was 14 years old, and they would have been at the time. And at this time, there was no spark. I didn't even look at them this way, and they did not look at me this way. But I was 14. They would have been, I guess, maybe like 17, right? Because I was with them not with them. They were in my life. I cannot say where I know them from because, unfortunately, I hope I have friends that listen to this, and my close friends obviously are going to know who I'm talking about, but other people who are just friends but still will know, unfortunately, I can't put too many people on blast. But I'm just going to, so anyway, I knew this person as a teenager. I met them when I was in 8th grade. And I want to say when I was in 8th grade, they were a junior in high school. I did not have a crush on them. They did not have a crush on me. There was nothing, not a zip, zitch, nothing. Okay. So from 14 to from 8th grade and for 9th grade, I was in their presence. Like I said, literally nothing. This is not where it started, but I just want to point out that I did know them. And they were someone that, even though once they graduated high school, because like I said, they're older than me. So I knew them for 8th grade and 9th grade because they were a junior and then a senior. And then they left. They graduated and they went about their life and they went on with their life. And I never saw them again. But I knew of them. And when I say I cared about them, if I could tell you how I knew them and why we were in each other's presence, you would understand that this was someone that I cared for as I knew you, and I knew you as a good person. I didn't have anything negative about you. You were very professional. You were a nice guy. Whatever. Nothing